All right, this is a really dumb meme debate, okay? It's been a long thing in my community, so don't write about this one, all right? Whatever this conversation is about to be, yeah.
Hello?
Hey, what's up?
Not much. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I uh
You're doing a 24-hour stream today, yeah?
I am, yeah.
Wow, what's the special occasion?
Not anything really, just giving giveaways and having a fun stream.
Wow, cool. Okay. No,
Yeah,
like big
yeah,
charity or birthday or anything
yeah.
like that,
No,
just
no. No, just doing a bunch of cosplays and stuff.
Wow, okay.
Mhm.
Well then.
Okay. So a bunch of people linked me that video of you talking about how you can't grow your butt, it's just fat or something like that. And like you're a smart dude, right? Like I just don't understand how you logically can think that.
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, like, let's be very clear about all of our terms and everything we believe. Okay. So I
Yeah.
think that
Okay.
let's define a couple things. So when people usually talk about like Instagram booties, okay, I would say that like I think we can both agree that you are probably like one of the top names that comes up in there, right? Probably.
I don't know. I guess I have an Instagram and I have a booty, so
Okay, I would say that that's probably a pretty safe assumption. Okay, and that most people when they're thinking about like Instagram booties are thinking of like the really big like whatever fucking like like Pog, like the fattest white girl, like that kind of thing, or like the big whatever. Not it doesn't have to be a white person, but like these are generally people think of. For these types of booties, my assertion is that the vast majority of this is fat and that you can work out a little bit. I guess like if you're like a very athletic person, you might be able to get like a slightly perkier booty or something. But for the most part, like the nice curve that you see underneath and like all the mass, like the big part of it, it's basically comes down to like fat distribution, and that's basically my take.
so
Yeah.
you're just saying the ones that have like big, beautiful, perfect asses
Mm-hmm.
are
It's fat.
genetics.
Yep. It's
It's
just
just
how your
fat.
body puts on fat. Yeah.
So would you say that for me, for example,
Mm-hmm.
me working out did not contribute to that? It's because of just genetics?
If I were to say that like it does contribute to it, I would say that it's like maybe like 5%. But
Okay. Where are you getting that statistic of 5%?
just
Just
by
kind of guessing.
looking at a booty and what it is and what it does, and like when you try and look at before and after pictures, one thing that you'll notice, and if you want to hit me up with before and afters or whatever, it's going to be probably the exact same thing, is what happens is that girls will start to work out, and one of their goals is I want to get like a really big booty, and they'll start to work out and they'll see a lot of progress, but anytime you check, they'll be like, oh yeah, I've been working
Cool.
out for 6 months and I went from like 120 to 140 pounds and I gained like 20 pounds of muscle. No, you didn't. Not in six
No,
months.
obvious.
Yeah. Most of the
Yeah.
girls that get like really nice booties
Okay,
because they start
let's
working out is
not
usually because
talk.
they start, yeah, go.
I think we should not generalize just like Instagram girls as like Instagram booties because there's a lot of girls out there that obviously like are fake that
Mm-hmm.
haven't worked out, but there's also a lot of girls out there that have worked their asses off and they
Yep.
have like gained a significant amount of booty, not from just genetics.
And that's like, so it always comes down to this. But like the reality is
Closing
that if we were to start to
parenthesis.
go and look up like girls that power lift, so girls that are deadlifting like 4 plates or squatting like 2+ plates that have like pretty big lifts, they just don't have big asses. It just doesn't happen. They're
A
nice.
lot of them do
They do.
actually, yeah.
I mean, I guess we can like look for it, but like not generally no. Like the girls that are like into like those really big lifts, they usually don't have like those. I'm using the terminology, but like the really nice like badass white girl booty. It's just not something that most of them have. They usually like look very nice, very like perky, I guess, like an athletic, maybe what you would expect to see like a gymnast would have, but it's never like that big bodacious ass or whatever that like a lot of people are generally wanting. When a girl is like, oh, I want to get a really big booty, they're not usually talking like I want one that looks like I'm an Olympic like athlete. It's usually like I really want like a big one, the nice one, like what the
I
girls on
think
Instagram have.
Yeah, I think that the reason for that is because that's not their goal. Their goal is to get stronger, right? They're not trying to get the biggest ass. They're not trying to like
Sure, but you understand, like, if a girl is deadlifting 315 and her ass is like my size, then doing like
Dude,
50
in comparison,
doing 50 glute bridges is not going to get you a massive
it's
ass.
not,
Like,
I would never say doing 50 glute bridges is gonna get you a massive ass. But I bet you I'm sorry, I know you're like a bit smaller, but like if you went to beside one of these bodybuilding girls, your butt would not be the same size. It's because their legs are fucking massive, dude. In comparison, if they stopped working out everything in comparison, their butt would be way bigger. It's
no.
what they're
No. You're telling me that their legs have increased so much in diameter that we just can't see any of the larger ass gains?
They do. They do. It's almost like how do I explain this? So if you're working out your glute muscles versus more of your hamstrings or your quads, it's gonna grow that part of your legs, right?
Well, sure, for something like your quads or your hamstrings, but like you literally see those muscles on the body. Yeah. You don't see glutes. They're covered by a layer of fat.
No, what I'm saying to you is if they're working out their quads,
ask her why she arches her back so much.
right?
Stop
That's
sticking her
gonna,
butt
in comparison, like, if you
FFS.
look at an ass, it's not gonna look like it's sticking out a lot more, because in comparison, it's a lot bigger. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
I don't think your glutes or hams grow out so much that it's increasing the diameter of your legs so massively, especially
Yes,
not
it
with like.
does.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I'm just wondering, have you ever like gone outside and met one of these people? Have you stood beside one of them?
Yeah, sure. I've seen plenty of Instagram booties in real life that don't look the
Instagram?
same way. Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm not.
Well, here, I'm
talking-
curious. Wait, what are your lifts? Like, what is your squat and deadlift at?
My squat PR is 185, and my deadlift isn't that good because I don't deadlift.
Okay, and you have like one of the like biggest asses on Instagram.
Yeah, but you have to understand that I'm focusing on glute workouts. Like, I'm doing things to make it so my butt looks a lot bigger. So I'm doing hip thrusts. I'm not doing hip thrusts of 50 in a row with my weight. I'm doing heavy fucking, like, I don't know I'm really bad at math.
Like, what kind of hip thrust? Like, how much weight are we
With
talking
the
here?
barbell, 45 plus 35 plus 45. So 245 plates on each side, and then 35 plates on each side, and then the bar is 45. So I don't know what that math is.
Wait, so like over 200 pounds or like
Yes.
2 foot? Okay.
That's how much I do, and I don't do them for 50. I do them for 4 to 6.
Okay. I would be super curious to see if there were like, and like this is what it always comes down to at the end. I would be super curious to see before and after pics of girls that actually manage to get a bigger ass that don't also gain like 30 pounds. Like, it doesn't
Obviously,
happen.
It's the same with anything you want to grow. You have to gain weight first. You have to.
Sure. But what I'm saying is like there are a lot of girls that start working out and then they get disappointed because they don't get big asses because that's just not the way their body puts on fat. And like there are a lot of girls that know this, that sometimes when you lose weight, sometimes you lose your boobs, or sometimes when you gain weight, it goes to a shitty area in your body. And I guess it just kind of sucks sometimes that like you see all these people like, oh, if you want to get a huge ass, just go work out. It's like, no, not really. If we knew this was true, one, there would be way better before and afters of it. And two, you would see actual Hollywood actresses would have it too, because people in Hollywood will do anything they can to get like the best bodies. And Hollywood actresses never do this. Why? Because it's not possible. And if it was, you know they'd be doing it.
Yeah, I think the reason why is because a lot of people have misinformation on what they're supposed to do. A lot because of the Instagram models that go out there. They say, oh yeah, let's like do 50 squats and you're gonna get an ass. And they're thinking, oh shit, I gotta do 50 squats every day. I'm gonna get it. That's not how you're gonna grow your muscles. That's not how it works. So I think that's like the common misunderstanding that people don't realize. And I think that's a lot of the reason why people don't know how to do it at the gym. They don't know how to properly gain their ass.
Sure, I understand that. I agree that there's a lot of dumb information that people will go cardio bunny for 2 hours and expect that all of their muscles will get huge or something, or that their booty will grow. However, I still don't think that changes the fact that when you're a woman and you put on weight, usually that weight tends to go to like your hips and thighs is how women put on weight. And if you're really lucky and you have like really sick fat genetics, then maybe a lot of it goes to your booty, and that's just how it works for some people.
Yeah.
But this idea that like
that.
what? Yeah, but I don't know. This idea that like if you train your glutes a lot, you're gonna get this massive ass. It's like saying if you bench press enough, you're gonna get like bigger boobs. Like it doesn't make sense. Like maybe they stand a little perkier or something, or you can like flex them, but your boobs aren't gonna grow just because your pecs get bigger. The same way that like a nice fatty ass doesn't emerge just because you grow your glutes a little bit. Like,
can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go for it.
So you understand the concept that you can grow your muscle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is under the fat is a giant muscle.
Okay.
So if you make that muscle grow, then your butt will also grow.
You know that there are people that are like 3
Potato
times
clap.
stronger than you with way bigger glutes who have way smaller asses. How?
I understand that, and I think for the most part, it's because what they're focusing on is not growing their glutes. They're not targeting the muscles. They're trying to do squats, deadlifts, other things. Like that's not their goal.
Okay.
I honestly like I
Mhm.
really do think you're a really smart guy, and I'm not I'm not a good debater. I'm not like I know I'm not the smartest person,
Mhm.
but this is just so common sense.
Yeah, I know, like, common
But I
sense is, like,
don't
always the
underst-
thing that people say when they realize they have no arguments. Like, if we were to have a
No.
debate on training any other muscle group, if I were to ask you, if I do pull-ups, can I get a nice back, or can I get big biceps? Or if I do push-ups or any other thing, right? Will I get bigger shoulders? Will my delts grow? Will my chest grow? I can go and find you before and after pictures of a million different guys doing this. But when I say, is there an exercise I can find to get a bigger booty? If doing hip thrusts or glute bridges or squats or deadlifts or any of these things would help, we would be able to look online and see like 50,000
can.
pictures of girls, but you can't. It's always like wearing a totally different outfit in front of the window, like curving the fuck out of your back so that it looks like it's about to snap in half. It's always like, here's my before and after. Wow, that actually is a lot of progress. Oh, she went from weighing 95 pounds to 125, of course, right? Like this is every picture. And you can do this later. Actually, you can even shoot it at me, or you can even tweet it at me, and it's the same story for like every set of pictures. Like people might find like 1 or 2 maybe that could do it, but for the most part, like every picture is at like a totally different angle, or the girl gained like 20 or 30 pounds when she started training, and she gained that weight in like 1 year. She didn't gain 30 pounds of muscle in 1 year. Even perfectly training men like can't do that. Like it's really fucking hard to do. It's mostly fat. It goes to your ass. It makes it grow. Like
It's so funny because like I don't even know what you're just talking now. Like you need to like take a breath, man. It's okay. Like we're just having a conversation.
Okay. All I'm
It
saying
just
is that
sounds like blah 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 blah.
saying
Like,
you can grow a big ass by doing fucking hip thrusts is like saying you can get big boobs or double D's by doing a lot of bench press. You can't do it, or doing like pec flies or something. You can't do it.
no, obviously you can't. But what I'm telling you is it is possible, and I think what you're thinking is like sorry, give me 1 second. Thank you for subscribing. Okay, so what you're saying is, okay, the first thing I heard you say was if you looked it up right now, you can't find a lot of girls getting big asses, and if they do, they're doing different poses, etc., right?
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that like how do I say this? It's kind of new in the field. If you look up this guy named Brett Conistel, he's actually the guy that created hip thrusts, and that wasn't even that long ago. Like there's a lot of new knowledge coming into the fitness industry, along with how to grow it properly, what you're supposed to do to grow a big butt. It's because it's not fully developed, and it's, again, with all the Instagram people like flooding it with improper knowledge, it seems that way, but realistically it's possible. If you think about it, you can grow your muscles. So if you can grow your muscles, you can grow your butt muscles. And in turn, that's going to make your butt bigger. Yeah, I agree with you. I do think it has something to do with genetics too. I don't think that every girl is going to get the ideal booty that everyone's thinking, but 100% sure that they can grow their booty to be bigger, and not by 5%, by a lot more.
Okay. I don't know where we go from here. I don't think we're ever gonna agree. You should spend some time with your chat. I'm really curious if you can find more than like one before and after. Like my thought is
I'll
like,
find you one right here. I have one right here. Thank you for the 2 months. Here's a picture right here.
wait, hold on. This is the same one that NNN linked.
What's wrong with this one?
I would love for you to find me more than one picture of this.
Okay, I'll find you another
Yeah,
one.
no, not just a few, but just like a few, like a decent number of pictures where like there's like, oh, you see like real change before and after. Because if you were to Google like pecs before and after for bench press, I can find like a million different pictures of people making like amazing progress.
Your comment, like all you're trying to tell me is because there's not a lot of before afters, it just doesn't make sense. So what does this picture mean? It just means that, oh, this is just a lucky one, or what?
I don't know if it's photoshopped. I don't know if she fucking has her like fucking leg like sticking up like super fucking hard or whatever. But
She's
like
really
this
not.
is like literally the only
She hasn't gained a lot of weight.
All right.
It's because, like I said, in the industry of fitness, the knowledge is lacking.
That's not. I don't know why you keep saying that. That's not true. Muscle building, nothing about this is new or like revolution. No, it's the glutes are the same muscle like anything else. There's not like some newly discovered science in growing your booty. That's not true.
Yes, there is. I actually did a lot of research on it. I actually have.
So people like in the days of Arnold Schwarzenegger had no idea how to train their glutes at all. It was like a lost science. But today, like the Instagram trainers,
care. That wasn't what they wanted to do. Okay. Why would they want to grow a big butt? They wanted to get big arms. They wanted to get big chest.
That's not the only thing. If you're doing like this Mount Olympus shit or like the bodybuilding stuff, it's not just about like the bro lifts. Like these guys are trying to.
The thing is, when you're doing the like those competitions, they're not like they have like almost 0% body fat.
Well, not 0%, but.
But you know what I'm saying? That's not the goal. Like the goal has changed. You can
wait, hold on, wait, what do you mean? No, wait, they're bodybuilders. So the goal of bodybuilding has always been the same, is to craft like the most perfect vascular fucking body or whatever, right?
But now what I'm saying, these girls, like me, my goal is not to sculpt the most perfect. My goal is to get my ass bigger. So that's what I do when I go to the gym, right?
Okay. All right. I'll give you the last word. Go for it. My final point is that growing a big butt is like growing big boobs, lifting with your chest. It's not gonna happen. I'll give you the last word. Hit me up. Go.
Okay. If you're really like, I feel like you're a bit like trying to be a bit. You're being a bit stubborn and not really trying to learn and listen. But if you actually are wanting to learn, you can honestly just look up this guy. He literally is the guy that created hip thrust. He's the one that really made a difference in the fitness industry for growing glutes. His name's Brett Costell or something. I'll send you his name, Brett something. And yeah, you can look it up. All I'm trying to say is if you want to grow a butt, obviously you're not going to have the Instagram booties because a lot of them have a part of it being genetics. But you can 100% grow your butt to be bigger than it is, not by 5%, by a significant amount. And I can attest to that. Yes, I did gain weight, but I can for sure attest to that you can grow your booty from working out, 100%. That's my last word.
Okay. I'm looking at this guy's website, the glute guy. Okay.
If you look at his studies, he's done a lot of studies over the years.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, listen.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I was gonna say, I'm glad we had this very fruitful conversation.
Yeah.
I wish you the best of luck on your 24-hour stream. What were you gonna say? Go for it.
No, it's fine. I just think that you're a smart guy, man.
Thanks. I try to be sometimes.
There's a muscle, you can grow it. Just put the 2 and 2 together, man. Anyways.
I agree. All right. Good luck, buddy.
Okay.
Have fun.
Bye.
Bye. There, I did it. Are you guys happy? I've actually seen this website before. This is one of the... Half of these pictures don't... I don't know if we're allowed to look on this in stream or not.
You're thinking of the peak of the glutes similar to the peak of biceps. These are completely genetic and unchangeable for the most part. Everything else about volume, though you're wrong about...
Oh, you guys broke the website. God damn it.
If you can grow your butt, you can grow your dick.
Maybe, my dude. Boobs are a bad analogy because we define the boob as from the outside of the chest to the outside of the boob, which is all fat. We define the butt as both as from the bone to the skin, which includes muscle. No, you don't. Nobody looks at a butt and is like pushing like all the way inside. Like most of that shit that you see, like, do you actually know like what the... Wait, do people even... I don't know if I can look it up on stream, but like your glutes don't like go like all the way out to like the outside of like your thighs. I don't know how to say this. Like, show us yourself. Like when you look at like where somebody link I don't know what I'm allowed to look at on stream. Hold on. Is there any not safe? I think I'm pretty sure we can look at this. People wear stuff on stream, right? I don't know.
What are you trying to show on stream?
Like bodybuilders, like guys, bodybuilders that have like big asses, like none of the stuff that you normally like in a booty is there because they have very low body fat. Because you need fat to make them look good. I don't care.
I mean, commute streams with like short shorts, so it's probably okay.
I don't know. I don't think I can. I don't think I can look at these on stream. Okay, what's up? What do you want to talk about?
No. So I don't know how to feel about this discussion because I feel like I don't want to make a judgment in either direction because I don't feel like either direction has had anything significant. But I lean a little bit towards STPeach, just a little bit.
Yeah,
but
most people do.
I had a genuine not to be a centrist, but I had a genuine question for you, which is, what about people who their weight doesn't change, but their weight distribution changes?
Weight distribution changes are almost always going to result in a smaller body. Yeah.
Okay, so...
Because like a pound of fat is, if you actually look at like a pound of fat versus a pound of muscle, muscle is way more dense than fat. So if you have the same weight, but you lose a lot of fat and gain muscle, your whole body will get like a bit smaller, like more toned or whatever. Like your body composition the volume would decrease or whatever.
Okay, so then I guess I'll make it a bit more of a personal subject here, which is, since I started working out, my waist, my weight hasn't changed at all, but my waist has shrunk, and my hip measurement hasn't changed at all. The only thing in the time of me working out has been my waist shrinking.
Okay.
To which it's a question of like, well, wouldn't your weight just, if you're right, and then the entire body would shrink, wouldn't your entire body just shrink?
Well, the way that you distribute like fat, where the fat goes on your body or whatever, is all. I think that's like, you can't change that. Like, for instance, like a lot of the time we used to, or in a lot of history, or a lot of like workout bullshit history, we used to think, for instance, that if I do like a lot of ab crunches, for instance, I can lose fat off my belly. Or if I work my legs out, I can lose fat off my legs. But that spot reduction is a myth. Your body tends to like put on and remove fat like in predetermined ways or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess I don't fully understand what you're...
Like, okay, so the majority of people who end up doing fitness, who end up getting like big butts, almost always end up shrinking their stomach and the fat that's there, but it never happens for their ass.
If they're lucky. But I mean, like, you're a girl. Have you ever had a girlfriend that's like lost weight and she loses like a ton of it from either her boobs or her ass? Like, this happens. It's a really shitty thing that some women deal with when they start to lose weight.
But all the women who lose their weight in their ass never really had one to begin with.
Nah, that's not true. there are some women that like are kind of large that have amazing asses, and then when they lose weight, they it goes flat, or they lose like serious cup sizes out of their boobs. It's like
well, the boob one is different because like your boobs really are like 95% fat. Like there is nothing else in there.
All weebs rise up right now. Post in 5.
I don't know
4,
like enough,
3,
so I can't
2,
say. I know
1.
one girl. I've only had one personal example, and it could just be that one person who lost a lot of fat, and she went from having like a sick, and she like worked out. She worked out. I don't think she like power lifted, but she went to working out. But her ass got like noticeably smaller. Because she lost weight while she was working out, but I think most of the weight came off her ass, or a lot of it did. So I mean, but that's only one example that I have, so I don't know if that's like quite
Interesting.
okay. I don't even know what your claims are.
Okay, all right, but here's my claims. Here's my claims. I'll make them for you so it's